WPSD reports breaking news all day, every day, right in the palm of your hand. Uncovering all the facts with Facebook Live and push alerts delivered to your mobile device as news happens. WPSD Local 6, your breaking news and weather authority.
When a story breaks, that's just the beginning. WPSD digs deeper until you have the whole story, tracking every lead, every angle, uncovering all the facts, no matter where the story takes us. WPSD Local 6, your breaking news and weather authority.
Tracking breaking weather right now. This is Local 6 Today.
Ooh, check this out. The sights and sounds of storms overnight and that lightning strike. Many of you likely waking up to this overnight. This video was captured in the Lone Oak area around 2 o'clock this morning. It comes as a round of severe weather swept across the Local 6 area yesterday. It brought tornado warnings to Kentucky in Ballard and McCracken County and Illinois, Massac and Polk counties there.
We got lucky as far as tornadoes, but no such luck with major flash flooding. It's expected to stick around, too, for some of you this morning on into the afternoon. That's why we continue our Weather Authority alert. Just to note, you can scan that QR code on your screen right now, although the severe weather map is kind of covering it right now, but you can download the Local 6 Radar app and stay up to date with your forecast.
Chief Meteorologist Trent Okerson is in studio. He's been tracking this for us for several hours and the potential for flooding this morning. Trent, what you got? Any new alerts coming in?
Yeah, so much to talk about, so let's give you kind of the overview, then we'll take a little bit of a deeper dive as we have time. First of all, we've got areas here in Graves County, Fancy Farm, Wingo, Mayfield. We've seen 5 to 7 inches of rain since midnight. That is causing extremely dangerous flooding, and we have a flash flood emergency for Mayfield until 9:30 this morning. Threat tag catastrophic. There have been numerous reports of homes surrounded by water, more roads closed than we can count, or more roads covered by water than we can count in that area. Very dangerous flooding. We also have a flash flood emergency that was issued earlier this morning for Wingo. Numerous flash flood warnings here, and that flash flood warning extends up into Ballard and Carlisle County. And you can see we also have a new severe thunderstorm warning that's in effect for those of us in southern Marshall, northeastern Callaway, and western sections of Trigg County. This is until 6:45 for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. But the bigger problem here is the hail size, possibly ping pong ball size hail. In fact, we had a report of $half size hail 6 miles northeast of Fair Dealing. That was at 5:52. And we've also had numerous reports of water covering roads. One of our more recent reports here from the Murray area, we've got the potential for some serious flooding to continue in Murray. Let me give you this report quickly from Murray. This is the most recent flooding report we've had. Car stranded on 16th Street near Highway 121. Water about 3 feet deep in that area. We'll give you much more on the severe thunderstorm warning that we've got there in parts of Marshall, Callaway, and Trigg in just a couple of minutes.
Thank you, Trent. With this weather, we want to make sure you are prepared as possible to start your day.
That's why Local 6's Blaine McDonald is live in the field right now. Blaine, where are you and how is it looking right now?
Guys, I am standing on South 8th Street in Mayfield, Kentucky, and as you can see, it doesn't really look much like a street. I was just testing the water to see, so where normal water on this road would run off goes to the top of my boots. I don't know if I can find the exact spot, but for another piece of reference, firefighters have been rescuing homes on this road for the last couple hours. They just walked out 2 people from one of the homes on the right, but 2 people stayed in because the water is going down, but in the middle of this road here, it's waist deep. We saw one rescue worker walking back to his truck, and it was waist deep. So getting out on this road is not an option. And also, as you can see, the back tires of those 2 cars, the water, when we got here, was at the top of them. So the flooding on this road specifically is a real danger. There's one more home on down South 8th Street that will have to be rescued with a boat. So rescue crews are out in Graves County this morning. There's also a few other roads here in our area that I'm told that are flooded as well, and they're having to do that same rescue, the same home rescues as well. Live in Mayfield, Kentucky, Blaine McDonald, WPSD, Local 6.
All right, thank you, Blaine, and thanks for that update. Stay safe. We will talk with Blaine a little bit later in this newscast, and keep in mind you can scan the QR code on your screen anytime that you see it to download the Local 6 weather app. It will help you stay up to date on the very latest weather updates, and make sure you enable push alerts.
All right, Trent has been busy this morning tracking storms for us. He's going to give us some details about that. We've got alerts coming in all morning.
Yeah.
You're very busy over there.
We've got there's more going on than I can keep up with right now, just to be honest with you. We've got severe thunderstorm warnings, flash flood warnings, and this is not over. We've got probably another 4, 5, 6 hours where we could have the potential for significant flooding in our area. This is probably one of the biggest flooding risks that we've seen in several years around the region. In fact, kind of looking at some of the data behind the scenes, there's some statistics we can look at behind the scenes, and the amount of rain that we have had in parts of Graves County overnight. The statistical return interval is about once every 75 years. So this is something that we see once every handful of decades, at least as far as the likelihood of it. Here's the view from Paducah right now. Lots of rain. We've had a lot of lightning with these storms overnight. There is still a severe thunderstorm warning in effect here for parts of western Trigg County, southwestern Marshall County, and northeastern Callaway County till 6:45. This is for the potential of quarter to ping pong ball size hail. We've had reports of hail with this storm in Grand Rivers. We had a report of some $half size hail. This is moving off to the south about 25 to 30 miles per hour. So let me track the warned part of this storm as it will continue to dive to the southeast. Not very fast on the movement here, but if it holds together over the next hour or so, Faxon at around 6:24 there in Callaway County, Hamlin at around 6:40, and on down into Stewart County, Tennessee, just before the top of the hour. And look at all this rain. This is absolutely nowhere close to being over with yet. Here across southern Illinois, we also have a severe thunderstorm warning for Jackson County, Union and Williamson County till 6:30. This is for some possible up to 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. But we've got heavy rain now in Cape Girardeau, heavy rain over toward Karnak, Anna, Vienna. Heavy rain is filling back in across McCracken County. And look at all the lightning strikes. This is 5 minutes of lightning data, and just a tremendous amount of lightning and thunder with these storms. And unfortunately, it's not over yet. Rain lined all the way up from west of St. Louis right into our region, and this is going to be with us for a little bit longer. So our forecast today, shower and thunderstorm chances are going to be around through about midday. Highest chance of rain about 8 o'clock. We should start to see things slowly tapering down between 8 to 10 to noon. The afternoon should be dry with temperatures up close to 90. Going to be very humid and muggy out there. Some scattered storm chances are possible again by late tonight, and we'll have to watch out tomorrow morning. There's the potential for some showers and thunderstorms in the morning. Could be another brief round of heavy rain, although don't see any problems like what we've had right now developing tomorrow, but it certainly could kind of lead to some small re-aggravations of flooding tomorrow morning. Thankfully, by Friday, things are a little quieter, 85, just a tiny chance of an isolated shower. We've actually got good news for the weekend. It looks like it's going to be less humid and pretty nice, upper 80s, and dry Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday.
Thank you, Trent. And as we track flooding, we are also tracking power outages across our area. So here's the outage map for Jackson Purchase Energy.
Dozens of people without power this morning in West Kentucky, but it was hundreds earlier. So crews are out working and doing a fine job. And here's the outage map for West Kentucky Rural Electric. You can see hundreds across Graves, Callaway, and Marshall counties are without power.
Both companies are currently working to restore power to all customers. We've still got a lot more to come on Local 6 today as we continue tracking the latest impacts of the overnight flooding.
Currently in Graves County, Kentucky, a flash flood emergency is in place. It's posing a catastrophic threat there, and that's where you're taking a live look from. Right now, we have crews in the area giving us the latest on conditions and water rescues. Up after the break, we'll check in with Local 6's Blaine McDonald for those details. You're watching Local 6 today. It is 6:10, and we'll be right back.
If a storm catches you outside, get moving. The only safe place is indoors. Avoid open structures like pavilions. Stay away from trees, fences, and poles. Download the WPSD Radar app to get alerts to your phone. WPSD Local 6, we track storms.
A Weather Authority alert signals threatening weather. Stay with Local 6 for the most advanced coverage on air and on the WPSD Radar app. Facebook Live updates keep you in touch, even if you lose power. WPSD Local 6, we track storms.
This is WPSD Local 6, uncovering stories that matter to you, investigating until we get all the answers, getting to the heart of the story in a way that often touches your heart. Breaking news when you need it most. All day, every day, everywhere. WPSD Local 6, your breaking news and weather authority.
Flash flooding kills more people than lightning and tornadoes combined. Be alert for flash flood warnings and never drive through flood waters. Turn around, don't drown. Stay with WPSD Local 6, the Weather Authority. We track storms.
When Trent's on, he's talking to you.
He shows how important it is to take your job seriously and to be a professional and still be a human.
He's making you feel like he's in my home right now telling me what I need to know for today. What I need to know before I head out the door. Do I need an umbrella or not?
It's a big responsibility, and he is locked in.
I want to be the most accurate.
Trent Okerson, weekday mornings on Local 6 today.
Love taking weather pictures? Share them with us through Weather Window in your WPSD News app.
Select Weather Window in the menu. Then submit images and tell us about them.
Baptist Health Paducah is the proud sponsor of Weather Window. This is WPSD Local 6, uncovering stories that matter to you, investigating until we get all the answers, getting to the heart of the story in a way that often touches your heart. Breaking news when you need it most. All day, every day, everywhere. WPSD Local 6, your breaking news and weather authority.
One important item in your severe weather safety kit, an external power bank. Your cell phone is a lifeline when the power is out. Facebook Live updates and the WPSD Radar app provide information to keep you safe. WPSD Local 6, we track storms.
Welcome back. It is 6:12. Severe weather is in our area. Yesterday's tornado warnings in Kentucky and Illinois have made way for potential flash flooding today with heavy rain and loud thunder throughout the night.
You can stay up to date with what's happening in your area by downloading the Local 6 weather app. Currently in Graves County, Kentucky, a flash flood emergency is in place. Water there posing a catastrophic threat. Check out this post from the Graves County Sheriff's Office. It says the county is under an emergency with major flooding like many have never seen. Sheriff John Hayden says stay off the roads if you can because so many are flooded. Again, this is unprecedented flooding in the area.
Yeah, with this weather, we want to make sure that you are prepared as possible to start your day. That's why Local 6's Blaine McDonald joins us now live in Graves County, Kentucky. Blaine, we've seen folks where you're at actually standing on their porches trying to determine how deep the water is and if they can even get out.
Brianna, that's right. So there's been a few families, like you said, on their porches, but their backyards are what's flooded and what's amazing me. So where I'm standing is a normal sidewalk, and it's right over the tops of my ankles, and it's only deeper on South 8th Street, and that's where we are right now. And again, we've just seen rescue crew workers walk back, and the water is up to here. And now, since we've been here the last probably 35 minutes, the water level is going down. So they're hopeful within the next hour and a half that they'll be able to, fingers crossed, open this road back up. But we just saw a pickup truck drive through, and it was almost over the hood. Like, that's how high this water is, and you don't want to be out on these roads. I've also been communicating with community members in Murray, Kentucky, and there's areas there that there's 3 foot of water standing, and they have those roads closed as well. We're still waiting to confirm more in Murray. We've heard about a car that was stranded in that 3 foot water. I've been contacting Sheriff Hayden, like Mike was saying, just trying to confirm, how many people have been rescued. On this road alone, there was 2 people that were walked out of their homes. They're safe. There's 2 people in that same home inside waiting for the water to lower. There's another house on the end of this road that will have to be taken out by boat if the water doesn't go down like it's expected to within the next hour and a half. Live from Mayfield, Kentucky, Blaine McDonald, WPSD, Local 6.
All right, Blaine, thank you so much. And we will once again be talking with her throughout the morning, informing you and showing you what you need to know this morning. Of course, if you must drive today and you come upon a flooded road, turn around, don't drown, and if it is closed, don't go past those barricades. Keep in mind, you can scan the QR code on your screen anytime you see it to download the Local 6 Radar app. That'll help you stay up to date with the latest weather heading to your backyard. Make sure you enable those push alerts.
Now, weather on the 6s.
Just about to turn 6:16. Trent Okerson joins us, and what's scary is there is still more rain out there.
Yeah, we're nowhere close to the end of this thing. In fact, for the areas there around Mayfield, there's probably going to be more rain coming down the line in the next couple of hours. And so, we're hopeful that maybe the rain will stay away and the water levels will drop, but I wouldn't bank on that just yet. Through about 10 a.m., maybe even noon today, we've got the potential for some rain. It's raining right now in Paducah, and pretty hard rain, lightning and thunder out there as well. And that's the view from the U.S. Bank in downtown Paducah. So here's the big picture. This is our rundown of the warnings we've got. And I'll call your attention here to the dark green areas with the pink outline. Those are the top level flash flood warnings. It's a flash flood emergency in Mayfield. That runs until 9:30 this morning. We've also got flash flood warnings over here in Callaway County until 8:30. And we've had multiple reports of flooding in and around the Murray area as well. And now seeing reports from southern Illinois, vehicles stranded there. Look at some of these reports here. This is from near Fancy Farm. Since midnight, 6 inches of rain in that area. And let me go here. I'm going to move the map and show you the brand new report that we just got in from southern Illinois. Give me just a second here. We'll have to move. Let me zoom this out and move the map around so that we can get that report on for you. So we've got now some flooding ongoing in Williamson County. Well, let's see if we can pull this up. Give me just a second. Go to our reports here, and we've got stranded vehicles, I believe, in around the Marion area. So we've got basement flooding. This is 608. Also, vehicles stranded south of Marion, Illinois. All right, so here's what we have on Ultimate Doppler. Look at all the rain here from Benton to Calvert City, Paducah. Notice Mayfield. It's starting to fill back in as we look back to the northwest. There's more heavy rain out across Ballard County, and that is going to slowly move its way to the south. This entire area of rain across southern Illinois, notice, here south of Marion, it's been raining for a while. It is still raining, and the precipitation rates on some of this is, a couple of inches per hour. See if I can pull up one of those to show you an example of, just how hard it's raining. So right now here south of Carbondale and Marion, we've got, precipitation rates, half inch per hour in that one pixel that we clicked on. Bottom line here, more heavy rain is on the way. And from where it is right now, watch the movement from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. It kind of goes back to the southwest a little bit. So it's certainly possible that places here in Ballard, Graves, Carlisle County that have had a bit of a break may get more rain here towards 7, 8, 9 o'clock. 10 o'clock, still some showers and storms from near Carbondale to Paducah down through Murray. And by midday, that rain's still there, but starting to fade away and drying out for the afternoon. How much more are we talking about? Well, it is certainly possible that another narrow swath here from near Carbondale to Cape down into western Kentucky, Mayfield, Murray. You see the yellows here. We're talking about possibly another 4 inches of rain or more, worst case scenario, in some of those same areas that have already seen 3, 4, or 5 inches of rain over the past several hours. So possibly a serious flooding situation through the course of the next few hours across our area.
WPSD reports breaking news all day, every day, right in the palm of your hand. Uncovering all the facts with Facebook Live and push alerts delivered to your mobile device as news happens. WPSD Local 6, your breaking news and weather authority.
When a story breaks, that's just the beginning. WPSD digs deeper until you have the whole story, tracking every lead, every angle, uncovering all the facts, no matter where the story takes us. WPSD Local 6, your breaking news and weather authority.
If a storm catches you outside, get moving. The only safe place is indoors. Avoid open structures like pavilions. Stay away from trees, fences, and poles. Download the WPSD Radar app to get alerts to your phone. WPSD Local 6, we track storms.
A Weather Authority alert signals threatening weather. Stay with Local 6 for the most advanced coverage on air and on the WPSD Radar app. Facebook Live updates keep you in touch, even if you lose power. WPSD Local 6, we track storms.
Looking to get an RV for your summer vacation? Come to Riley's RV in Mayfield, where you get the best price up front on over 150 units on the lot, including new 2023 models like the Coachman Leprechaun, Forest River R-Pod, Keystone RV Cougar, Coachman Catalina, Keystone Outback, and Thor Motor Coach ACE. For work, play, or your family to stay in, getting in a new RV is easy with Riley's RV World in Mayfield, Kentucky.
This is WPSD Local 6, uncovering stories that matter to you, investigating until we get all the answers, getting to the heart of the story in a way that often touches your heart. Breaking news when you need it most. All day, every day, everywhere. WPSD Local 6, your breaking news and weather authority.
Flash flooding kills more people than lightning and tornadoes combined. Be alert for flash flood warnings and never drive through flood waters. Turn around, don't drown. Stay with WPSD Local 6, the weather authority. We track storms.
When Trent's on, he's talking to you.
He shows how important it is to take your job seriously and to be a professional and still be a human.
He's making you feel like he's in my home right now telling me what I need to know for today. What I need to know before I head out the door. Do I need an umbrella or not?
It's a big responsibility, and he is locked in.
I want to be the most accurate.
Trent Okerson, weekday mornings on Local 6 Today.
It is 6:22. We're going to take a quick break from all this extreme weather to ask if you're ready to pull your weight for Special Olympics, because registration for the group's largest fundraiser of the year in Paducah, McCracken County, well, that registration is underway.
The annual Big Brown Truck Pull is in September. Teams compete to see who can pull a fully loaded UPS 18-wheeler 12 feet and who can do it the fastest. Co-coordinator Jenna Keith is a special education teacher and coach. She's also mom to a Special Olympics athlete. She says the organization has a positive impact on athletes and all their families.
So many of the parents have said, my son or my daughter didn't really get out in the community and do anything until he became a part of McCracken County Special Olympics. They were looking forward to them spending time with their peers and being able to communicate and being able to just socialize and engage with people who are like them.
Organizers stress the time to sign up is now. To learn more about the Big Brown Truck Pull, you can go to WPSDLocal6.com. We still got more to come on Local 6 today. After the break, we'll check back in with the Chief Meteorologist, Trent Oberson, for the latest on the flash flooding emergency in Graves County, Kentucky. You can hear thunder over our studios right now.
Yeah, if you're not awake, you probably are now with all that lightning and thunder. We'll have everything you need to know coming up. We'll be right back.
Looking to get an RV for your summer vacation? Come to Riley's RV in Mayfield, where you get the best price up front on over 150 units on the lot, including new 2023 models like the Coachman Leprechaun, Forest River R-Pod, Keystone RV Cougar, Coachman Catalina, Keystone Outback, and Thor Motor Coach ACE. For work, play, or your family to stay in, getting in a new RV is easy with Riley's RV World in Mayfield, Kentucky.
Love taking weather pictures? Share them with us through Weather Window in your WPSD News app.
Select Weather Window in the menu. Then submit images and tell us about them.
Baptist Health Paducah is the proud sponsor of Weather Window. This is WPSD Local 6, uncovering stories that matter to you, investigating until we get all the answers, getting to the heart of the story in a way that often touches your heart. Breaking news when you need it most. All day, every day, everywhere. WPSD Local 6, your breaking news and weather authority.
One important item in your severe weather safety kit, an external power bank. Your cell phone is a lifeline when the power is out. Facebook Live updates and the WPSD Radar app provide information to keep you safe. WPSD Local 6, we track storms.
WPSD reports breaking news all day, every day, right in the palm of your hand. Uncovering all the facts with Facebook Live and push alerts delivered to your mobile device as news happens. WPSD Local 6, your breaking news and weather authority.
When a story breaks, that's just the beginning. WPSD digs deeper until you have the whole story, tracking every lead, every angle, uncovering all the facts, no matter where the story takes us. WPSD Local 6, your breaking news and weather authority.
If a storm catches you outside, get moving. The only safe place is indoors. Avoid open structures like pavilions. Stay away from trees, fences, and poles. Download the WPSD Radar app to get alerts to your phone. WPSD Local 6, we track storms.
Now, weather on the 6s.
All right, let's give you another look at Sky Tracker. This is the view from the tower cam at the station right now, and it is absolutely pouring right now in and around the Paducah area. Thunder, lightning, all part of the equation with this as well. And we've got numerous watches, warnings. All right, here's the bad news. Mayfield, of course, we are under a flash flood emergency through 9:30 a.m. That continues up into Ballard and Carlisle County. And here's the problem. The rain is starting to fill back in here in Mayfield. And there's more rain back to the northwest. This whole line right now is heaviest from Paducah over toward Calvert City and Benton. Continues up into southern Illinois, Metropolis, some extremely heavy rain. We've got flash flooding ongoing across parts of Williamson County, into Johnson and Pope County, and now into Jackson County. Reports of flash flooding there. This entire line of thunderstorms is going to continue to hold together through 7 and 8 o'clock. Watch here. The problem is that it kind of takes a little bit more of a jog to the southwest once again. So some of these areas over in extreme southwestern Kentucky, talking about Ballard and Carlisle and Graves County, that have been able to have a break for a little bit. That break may not last much longer as more heavy rain will push in. This rain may not wrap up in some spots until lunchtime or afterwards, which is the worst case. We need this to wrap up now, but unfortunately it's going to continue on for some spots. So there is still the potential that on top of what we have already seen, and parts of the area have already seen 3 to 6 and even 7 inches of rain. In fact, had a report of 7 inches of rain from around Fancy Farm since midnight just a few minutes ago. Dublin, Kentucky, also reporting 7 inches of rain as of 5 a.m. We may add another here in this narrow band swath of anywhere from 2 to over 4 inches of rain additionally on top of what we've already seen. So really serious situation with flooding today, one of those worst flooding risks we've had in our area in years across southern Illinois into western Kentucky. More coverage coming up after the break. Stay with us. A Weather Authority alert signals threatening weather. Stay with Local 6 for the most advanced coverage on air and on the WPSD radar app. Facebook Live updates keep you in touch, even if you lose power. WPSD Local 6, we track storms.
This is WPSD Local 6, uncovering stories that matter to you, investigating until we get all the answers, getting to the heart of the story in a way that often touches your heart. Breaking news when you need it most. All day, every day, everywhere. WPSD Local 6, your breaking news and weather authority.
Flash flooding kills more people than lightning and tornadoes combined. Be alert for flash flood warnings and never drive through flood waters. Turn around, don't drown. Stay with WPSD Local 6, the Weather Authority. We track storms.
When Trent's on, he's talking to you.
He shows how important it is to take your job seriously and to be a professional and still be a human.
He's making you feel like he's in my home right now telling me what I need to know for today. What I need to know before I head out the door. Do I need an umbrella or not?
It's a big responsibility, and he is locked in.
I want to be the most accurate.
Trent Okerson, weekday mornings on Local 6 Today.
Love taking weather pictures? Share them with us through Weather Window in your WPSD News app.
Select Weather Window in the menu. Then submit images and tell us about them.
Baptist Health Paducah is the proud sponsor of Weather Window. This is WPSD Local 6, uncovering stories that matter to you, investigating until we get all the answers, getting to the heart of the story in a way that often touches your heart. Breaking news when you need it most. All day, every day, everywhere. WPSD Local 6, your breaking news and weather authority.
One important item in your severe weather safety kit, an external power bank. Your cell phone is a lifeline when the power is out. Facebook Live updates and the WPSD radar app provide information to keep you safe. WPSD Local 6, we track storms.
WPSD reports breaking news all day, every day, right in the palm of your hand. Uncovering all the facts with Facebook Live and push alerts delivered to your mobile device as news happens. WPSD Local 6, your breaking news and weather authority.
Welcome back. It is 6:31. For those of you just now joining us, we're tracking severe weather, extreme flooding in our area. We've issued a weather authority alert for thunderstorms as well as the flash flooding. So keep in mind, you can scan that QR code on your screen to download the Local 6 weather app.
It can help you stay alert during the severe weather like we're having right now. It has been raining heavily throughout the night into this morning with intense thunder and lightning. We can hear it here in the studio. We've had alerts scrolling at the bottom of our screen throughout the morning. Now, Chief Meteorologist Trent Okerson, he's in studio this morning tracking it all for us. Trent, what do you got new?
Well, we've got some new reports that have come in just in the past few minutes. So south of Fancy Farm, since midnight, we've had 6 to 7 inches of rain that has fallen. We've had reports here around the Mayfield area of a washout that occurred on Oak Grove Church Road in Graves County. Fast-moving water continuing through that washout. That was as of 6:01. These are just the most recent reports we've gotten. Just to the south of Murray, this report, 5.3 inches of rain in Lynn Grove. That's since midnight. Cars stranded on 16th Street near 121. And in Murray, 3-foot water levels there. Then in southern Illinois, we've got ongoing flooding issues here in Williamson County near Goreville. And we've got water over the roads, possible vehicles stranded around the Marion area as well. And the problem is this is nowhere close to being done. And look at all the rain we've already had. So these are estimated rainfall totals. Fancy Farm, Wingo, Mayfield, the worst of it. That is where we've got, of course, those 5 to 7 inch rainfall totals. A flash flood emergency in effect for Mayfield right now. We've got flash flood warnings here in Callaway County that run until 8:30 this morning. Flash flood warnings continue up into Ballard County currently until let's get you that information here until 8 o'clock this morning. And there's a whole lot more rain that is still to come. You see the rain is starting to push back to the southwest, and that's bad news for us here across western Kentucky, and flooding issues continuing to develop here across southern Illinois with more heavy rain. We'll give you a look at the hour-by-hour forecast, let you know when this will start to wrap up in just a couple minutes.
Thank you, Trent. And with this weather, we want to make sure you and your family are as prepared as possible throughout the day.
We want to show you what is happening around here. Local 6's Blaine McDonald has been live in the field all morning. And Blaine, just right now, what are you seeing where you are?
So, Mike, I'm on South 8th Street in Mayfield, Kentucky, and this water here, it's still pretty high, but earlier when we first got here, it was waist deep, and now, as you can see where the normal drain is for the road, it's probably right at the top of my boots, or pretty close, and that's how it is across that whole road right there. I'm also really close to Red Duck Creek, and that's the bridge that you see the fire truck sitting on there is what crosses that. And it's almost right over the top of that. And that water is rushing. So that's also another thing to take account of because it is raining again. It just started back. It's not raining as hard as it was when I first started talking to you guys. But it's a concern because more rain leads to more flooding. So if you don't have to be out today, the best thing to do is to stay inside and turn around. Don't drown if you're out on the road. Live from Mayfield, Kentucky, Blaine McDonald, WPSD Local 6.
All right, thank you, Blaine, and photographer Jason Thompson. We'll talk with Blaine again a little bit later this morning. Now, keep in mind you can scan that QR code on your screen anytime to download the Local 6 weather app, and it will help you stay up to date on the very latest weather updates. Just make sure you enable push alerts. We continue to hear about reports of damage from a lot of places, including Metropolis, Illinois, in that area.
Yeah, folks there are hoping to clean up at some point this morning. Local 6's Ariana Allen shows us some of the damage and what locals are saying about it.
It felt scary, real scary.
When storms rolled into Metropolis, Marilyn Chambers and her granddaughter were here at home.
I thought, well, maybe it ain't as bad as it is, and I come and looked out my front door, and my trampoline was flying up in the air.
And it landed here, damaging nearby power lines.
Today's the first day I've really been scared here, because the trees was laying down, and my trash can took off half down the block.
But both her and her granddaughter were safe.
We made it, and that's all that matters.
Just 3 minutes away, Joyce Wernicke felt that same relief. She, too, had damage from the storm.
I happened to look out the front window, and I could see from the park, the rain and wind was coming. Then it hit, and when it hit my trees, I was looking out the front window, and the trees was falling.
Wernicke wasn't home when the tornado warning was issued, but she rushed home for her dog, Precious.
I would die for my dog.
She says during the storm, she had a tough time.
I had to get my inhaler and everything. It's like I just could breathe hardly.
But much like Chambers and her granddaughter, Wernicke says she's just happy everyone is safe.
This is Local 6's Ariana Allen reporting. You can see a huge mess there in Massac County, which is expected to get even worse with these storms overnight and continuing today. They'll be doing more clearing on trees and debris on Pope Street and Joppa in that area.
6:37 now here on our very busy Wednesday morning, and more rain falling over western Kentucky. We do not need it. Ongoing flooding issues, flash flood warning for Murray, flash flood emergency for Mayfield and Wingo, and flash flood warnings continuing up into Ballard, Carlisle, and northeastern Hickman County as well. The areas that have had the worst flooding so far have caught a little bit of a break from the rain, but the problem is that this entire line is kind of starting to sag back to the southwest a little bit, and we'll see the rain picking back up over the Mayfield area. Also got the potential for some strong gusty winds and possibly some hail. Here we had a report of hail not too long ago near Golden Pond in Trigg County, and very heavy rain meanwhile up toward Paducah, Metropolis, and La Center. And we have more rain and thunderstorm activity from Cape Girardeau toward Carbondale, Marion, and Goreville. Flash flooding becoming more common across southern Williamson County into northern Johnson County as well. Let's check the latest. Just saw an update come in. Flooded roads in Hickman County, Highway 58 east at the Graves-Hickman County line, 307 north at Beulah Bottoms, Purchase Parkway at Wingo, both lanes, Kentucky 944 on the Wingo side of the Purchase Parkway. So, really, bottom line, you got to just assume, especially across parts of western Kentucky, Purchase area of western Kentucky, if there's anywhere that's remotely flood prone, it's flooded this morning. Severe thunderstorm watch until 10 o'clock this morning for much of the area. Within the same corridor that we're going to have heavy rain, we still are not out of the woods for a few isolated severe thunderstorm warnings with wind and hail, the primary concerns. Here's the hour-by-hour forecast. At 7 o'clock this morning, that heavy rain ongoing from Carbondale to Cape, right down into Paducah, Mayfield, and Murray. And between 7 and 8, this kind of pushes a little farther back to the southwest. So some of the areas closer to Wingo and Arlington that had so much flooding earlier in the overnight hours, we may get more rain briefly around 7, 8, 9 o'clock this morning. Through 10 o'clock, still a little narrow band of rain from around Anna to Paducah, down through Murray and Paris that finally starts to let up toward noon, and then for the afternoon hours, we dry things out a little bit. It is going to be hot and humid this afternoon, especially toward the Boot Heel in Tennessee, lower 90s, and feels like numbers possibly in the triple digits there. We're not out of the woods yet as far as rain. There's another chance for some showers and thunderstorms tomorrow morning. Looks like the best chance may be between about 5 and 10 a.m. tomorrow, and then drying out a bit heading into tomorrow afternoon. The worst case scenario is more rain over where we've already had so much, and that appears to be the case here in the red and yellow shaded areas. We could be talking about an additional 2.5 to over 4 inches of rain from Anna to Vienna down through Ballard, McCracken County into Graves County, Marshall, and Callaway County included in that as well. Our planning forecast then, showers and storms obviously this morning, scattered storms tomorrow, mainly in the morning, finally drying out by Friday, and then some lower humidity. Nice weather for the weekend, 87 on Saturday, 89 on Sunday.
Happening now, we are also tracking power outages in our area. Here's the outage map for Jackson Purchase Energy. You can see here from this map that a few dozen people are without power this morning across West Kentucky. Those numbers there, the black circles, purple, and light blue circles mean just very few. It was hundreds earlier this morning, so the crews are out working and doing a great job. Here's the outage map for West Kentucky Rural Electric. They actually have numbers inside there that you can see. And hundreds across Graves, Callaway, and Marshall counties are without power. Both companies are currently working to restore power to all customers.
While many believe that cognitive decline is inevitable as you age, studies show there are actually ways to reduce the risk.
After the break, 6 tricks to keep your brain healthy. The time is just about to turn 6:42. You're watching WPSD Local 6 today.
When a story breaks, that's just the beginning. WPSD digs deeper until you have the whole story, tracking every lead, every angle, uncovering all the facts, no matter where the story takes us. WPSD Local 6, your breaking news and weather authority.
Take a drive this summer in a new SUV from Expressway Chevrolet. New SUVs as low as 1.9%. Inventory is arriving daily. Visit 24/7 at expresswaychevrolet.com, Mount Vernon, Indiana. Find new roads. Take a drive this summer in a new SUV from Expressway Chevrolet. New SUVs as low as 1.9%. Inventory is arriving daily. Visit 24/7 at expresswaychevrolet.com, Mount Vernon, Indiana. Find new roads. Take a drive this summer in a new Silverado from Expressway Chevrolet. New 2023 Chevy Silverado Crew Cab 4x4, $41,990. Visit 24/7 at expresswaychevrolet.com, Mount Vernon, Indiana. Find new roads. Take a drive this summer in a new Silverado from Expressway Chevrolet. New 2023 Chevy Silverado Crew Cab 4x4, $41,990. Visit 24/7 at expresswaychevrolet.com, Mount Vernon, Indiana. Find new roads.
If a storm catches you outside, get moving. The only safe place is indoors. Avoid open structures like pavilions. Stay away from trees, fences, and poles. Download the WPSD Radar app to get alerts to your phone. WPSD Local 6, we track storms.
A Weather Authority alert signals threatening weather. Stay with Local 6 for the most advanced coverage on air and on the WPSD Radar app. Facebook Live updates keep you in touch, even if you lose power. WPSD Local 6, we track storms.
This is WPSD Local 6, uncovering stories that matter to you, investigating until we get all the answers, getting to the heart of the story in a way that often touches your heart. Breaking news when you need it most. All day, every day, everywhere. WPSD Local 6, your breaking news and weather authority. You're watching WPSD Local 6.
As you age, health experts say it may be harder to remember names or find words. Multitasking may become more difficult, and paying attention may not be as easy.
A new report, though, from the AARP highlights ways to reduce your risk of cognitive decline. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither has 6 tricks to keep your brain healthy as you get older.
No matter your age, taking care of your brain is critical to overall health.
Cognitive decline is not inevitable as you age, and in fact, there are things you can do to maintain your brain health as you age.
A new AARP report says there are 6 ways to help protect your brain: getting quality sleep, managing stress, staying active.
What's good for your body is good for your brain. People think about exercise for their muscles, but your brain is just like that. You have to keep it engaged and moving.
Eating healthy, being social, and engaging your brain can also help keep it healthy, but the organization says maintaining brain health is easier for some than others.
If you live in a community where safety is an issue or you don't have sidewalks, it's harder to exercise. Access to places like parks and recreation help you be social. But if you don't have those opportunities, or if you are economically disadvantaged, it's a lot harder for you to just say, oh, let's go out and exercise if you're working 2 or 3 jobs.
The report says technology and platforms like social media can help spread awareness about the importance of keeping brains sharp.
If communities, employers, and healthcare providers are talking about brain health and making you more aware and remembering that there are things you can do, then it makes it easier for you to sustain it.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
The National Institutes of Health says that despite changes in the brain that come as we age, older adults can still do things like learn new skills, add to their vocabulary, and form new memories. The NIH also says there's increasing evidence that the brain can adapt and change, allowing people to take on new challenges and tasks as they age.
Now, weather on the 6s.
All right, 6:46, and rain continues to pour down in downtown Paducah right now. And this is a scene that so many of us are looking at and don't want to be looking at any longer. So this is over the last 12 hours. This is why we've had such huge problems right across western Kentucky. All the purple is between 3 and 5 inches of rain. The red here in Graves County, we're talking about radar estimates of, look at that, it just updated. And look at that red north of Mayfield. Estimated rainfall totals of 7.2 inches. And the thing is, the radar is pretty much dead on. Let me read you a couple of the reports. Public report of 7 1/4 inches of rain as of 6:30 this morning near Lowe's, the community of Lowe's in Graves County. Public report of 6 inches of rain in southwest Callaway County. We have had another public report of 7 inches of rain in Dublin, Kentucky. 5 1/4 west of Murray. That was as of 5 o'clock this morning, and it's still raining there. So these rainfall totals just incredible across our region, and unfortunately it's not done yet. Reminder, flash flood emergency in effect for Mayfield. That runs until 9:30. Callaway County, we've had multiple reports of some issues from flooding. Flash flood warning there until 8:30 this morning. And the radar shows that heavy rain. We've got heavy rain ongoing from Calvert City down through Benton. More rain coming into town now in Murray. And here's the big problem. The rain is filling back in Mayfield. And look back to the northwest here. Lots of heavy rain extending from Cape Girardeau into Alexander, Pulaski County, and this entire line is going to sag south a little bit more. So those of us here in the flash flood emergency area that have had a break, well, that break is getting ready to come to an end. We've got a new severe thunderstorm warning that's been issued here for a huge area in southeast Missouri, southern Illinois. That runs until 7:30 this morning. This just issued, you see it pop on the bottom of your screen there, 60-mile-per-hour wind gust, the big concern. And that severe thunderstorm warning includes those of us in Cape Girardeau County, over toward western Union County, so Anna, Jonesboro, and south, and then over toward the Horseshoe Lake area in northern Alexander and Pulaski County. Again, that severe thunderstorm warning in effect here until 7:30 this morning, the possibility of 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts right there along the Mississippi River. And look at all this. There's more rain, and you can kind of see the idea. This is a 3-hour loop of where, see how it's kind of moving, drifting again farther to the south. So the areas that have had our break, it's not going to last much longer, and that rain is going to continue to move farther to the south. And watch here at 8 o'clock. We've still got widespread showers and thunderstorms, Carbondale, Cape, right down through Cairo, Paducah, into western Kentucky, Murray. And by 10 o'clock this morning, still pockets of thunderstorm activity and heavy rain. Severe thunderstorm watch, by the way, until 10 o'clock this morning. We finally see afternoon things taper off for a while. But we've got another chance for scattered showers and storms tomorrow morning. We'll have to watch out for that. Nothing like what we're dealing with right now, but we don't need any more rain, certainly, after this. Finally, some improvement for the weekend. Lower rain chance Friday. Cooler, 85 on Friday, 87 Saturday, 89 Sunday. Lower humidity for the weekend, and then back to the 90s Monday and Tuesday.
Flash flooding kills more people than lightning and tornadoes combined. Be alert for flash flood warnings and never drive through flood waters. Turn around, don't drown. Stay with WPSD Local 6, the Weather Authority. We track storms.
Money isn't interested in your dreams, nor does it stress about those unexpected auto repairs. At Signet, we know without people, money is just, well, money. Money can help keep your family farm going, help you live new adventures, or even start something new. At Signet, we recognize the most important aspect of money isn't money at all. It's you. Signet Federal Credit Union. People helping people.
When Trent's on, he's talking to you.
He shows how important it is to take your job seriously and to be a professional and still be a human.
He's making you feel like he's in my home right now telling me what I need to know for today. What I need to know before I head out the door. Do I need an umbrella or not?
It's a big responsibility, and he is locked in.
I want to be the most accurate.
Trent Okerson, weekday mornings on Local 6 Today.
Love taking weather pictures? Share them with us through Weather Window in your WPSD News app.
Select Weather Window in the menu. Then submit images and tell us about them.
Baptist Health Paducah is the proud sponsor of Weather Window. This is WPSD Local 6, uncovering stories that matter to you, investigating until we get all the answers, getting to the heart of the story in a way that often touches your heart. Breaking news when you need it most. All day, every day, everywhere. WPSD Local 6, your breaking news and weather authority.
One important item in your severe weather safety kit, an external power bank. Your cell phone is a lifeline when the power is out. Facebook Live updates and the WPSD Radar app provide information to keep you safe. WPSD Local 6, we track storms.
WPSD reports breaking news all day, every day, right in the palm of your hand. Uncovering all the facts with Facebook Live and push alerts delivered to your mobile device as news happens. WPSD Local 6, your breaking news and weather authority.
7 minutes before 7 o'clock. Welcome back. Well, the plan was making connections with people of all ages and professions in the community. For later today, the McCracken County Library hosting its last event to close out the summer reading program. Unfortunately, with this weather we're having, Library Director Justin Brasher joins us now, and today's event's a no-go, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, Mike, it is. We really wanted to make it work today, but with as many emergency vehicles as we're going to have at the event, we would feel better knowing that they were out in the community helping people rather than just being on display for us.
Absolutely. Plans to reschedule?
We do have plans to reschedule. Date to be announced, but keep an eye on our social media and our website, and we'll keep everyone posted.
All right, and just give us an idea of what folks are going to miss, because what are things you had planned for today?
Well, we had plans. We had free Kona Ice for the first 250 kids that visited all the vehicles. We were hoping to have a dunk tank and giant inflatable slides, but that's okay. It can hold till the weather's doing better.
That's right. So keep those things in mind for when they do reschedule. As Justin said, keep an eye on their social media so that you can know when, in fact, it is rescheduled. Justin, thanks for coming in. Thanks for the update. We'll be right back, and Trent Ogerson will join us with one last look at today's crazy weather.
When a story breaks, that's just the beginning. WPSD digs deeper until you have the whole story, tracking every lead, every angle, uncovering all the facts, no matter where the story takes us. WPSD Local 6, your breaking news and weather authority.
If a storm catches you outside, get moving. The only safe place is indoors. Avoid open structures like pavilions. Stay away from trees, fences, and poles. Download the WPSD Radar app to get alerts to your phone. WPSD Local 6, we track storms.
A Weather Authority alert signals threatening weather. Stay with Local 6 for the most advanced coverage on air and on the WPSD Radar app. Facebook Live updates keep you in touch, even if you lose power. WPSD Local 6, we track storms.
This is WPSD Local 6, uncovering stories that matter to you, investigating until we get all the answers, getting to the heart of the story in a way that often touches your heart. Breaking news when you need it most. All day, every day, everywhere. WPSD Local 6, your breaking news and weather authority.
Flash flooding kills more people than lightning and tornadoes combined. Be alert for flash flood warnings and never drive through flood waters. Turn around, don't drown. Stay with WPSD Local 6, the weather authority. We track storms.
When Trent's on, he's talking to you.
He shows how important it is to take your job seriously and to be a professional and still be a human.
He's making you feel like he's in my home right now telling me what I need to know for today. What I need to know before I head out the door. Do I need an umbrella or not?
It's a big responsibility, and he is locked in.
I want to be the most accurate.
Trent Ogerson, weekday mornings on Local 6 Today.
Love taking weather pictures? Share them with us through Weather Window in your WPSD News app.
Select Weather Window in the menu. Then submit images and tell us about them.
Baptist Health Paducah is the proud sponsor of Weather Window. This is WPSD Local 6, uncovering stories that matter to you, investigating until we get all the answers, getting to the heart of the story in a way that often touches your heart. Breaking news when you need it most. All day, every day, everywhere. WPSD Local 6, your breaking news and weather authority.
One important item in your severe weather safety kit, an external power bank. Your cell phone is a lifeline when the power is out. Facebook Live updates and the WPSD Radar app provide information to keep you safe. WPSD Local 6, we track storms.
Now, weather on the 6s.
All right, we are under a Weather Authority alert for this morning as a significant flooding risk continues across the region. That's what it looks like from downtown Paducah. Very heavy rain and thunder and lightning. This is what we've dealt with so far. Everywhere you see purple is 3 to 5 inches of rain. Red areas where we've had over 5 in some spots here in Graves County. Look at this, over 7 inches of rain that has fallen over the past 6 to 12 hours. And now we're seeing some of those 3 to 5 inch totals here from Marion to Goreville over into parts of Johnson and Pope County. Some estimates of over 4 and 5 inches of rain there as well. A reminder, we've got flash flood warnings for Callaway County, Graves County, up into Ballard, Carlisle, and Hickman County. Flash flood emergency for Mayfield until 9:30. We've got flash flood warnings here in Pope, Johnson, and Williamson counties in southern Illinois for ongoing flash flooding. And we've got a severe thunderstorm warning until 7:30 for parts of Alexander, Pulaski County, Union County, and Cape Girardeau County for thunderstorms that could produce damaging winds of 60 miles per hour. Haven't really seen much on radar that's terribly concerning with those storms right now. Obviously, the biggest problem is all the rain in western Kentucky. Murray getting slammed with rain right now. And even worse news, Mayfield down toward Wingo. The rain has moved back in. It's already been awful with the flooding, and it's going to get worse over the next 2 to 3 hours because this rain is more of a long-lived, steady variety rain that is continuing to push in across the region. This is a 3-hour loop, and you see how we had a break, but look at all of this rain that is still to come, and this slowly pushing to the south, and it's going to settle in right here over the areas that absolutely can't take any more rain. So I'm telling you, if you're in Graves County, Mayfield, Wingo, you've had a break. If you live in a flood-prone area there, you've got to stay vigilant because this could turn into an extremely serious situation there. It already has, and more rain continuing there. By noon, we finally start to see the rain beginning to taper down. We'll be dry for this afternoon. There is a chance for more shower and thunderstorm activity tomorrow morning. The flood risk, not what it's going to be today, but something to keep an eye on. And then finally, some quieter weather as we head into the upcoming weekend. Friday, still an isolated shower chance at 85. We got some good news. The weekend is going to be less humid and temperatures in the upper 80s. But Weather Authority alert continues this morning. Can't emphasize enough, this is a really significant flash flooding event that we're still dealing with for a while.
Yeah, stay safe, everyone. Thank you for spending part of your morning with us.
Today on NBC starts right now.
WPSD reports breaking news all day, every day, right in the palm of your hand. Uncovering all the facts with Facebook Live and push alerts delivered to your mobile device as news happens. WPSD Local 6, your breaking news and Weather Authority.